Hello and welcome back to my Minecraft single player world, and I would like to start by showing that my road is complete. Well, the bit I have planned up at least, and I don't talk much about the upcoming Minecraft updates, but one of the things I really like is that Tough Block is getting some additions, namely we are getting more tough variants. At the moment there is only the regular one. We are going to get slabs and stairs with this texture and also some tough brick types. So in the future I will have the option to change out the slabs here, some of them on the edge for tough blocks. In other news, let me show you how this iron golem farm is moving along. I have yet to do any more work on this room down here, but look at this, we are getting plenty of iron. So from now on, for the foreseeable future, iron isn't going to be an issue. Now in today's episode, I want to take a look at something right up here I saw. You see down in this ravine cave thingy here, oops, don't die. You see way down there is something. I forgot my spyglass, but that's fine. So this is the deep dark, as you can see in the biome there. I already had a look here. This is just a tiny patch of deep dark. There isn't actually anything of the spooky bits down here. We only got this one thing. Oh yeah, I am recording this on Halloween, which means oh, and this brings me over to this bit. This guy is a skull catalyst. If any type of being dies near it, well, any type of things happen that give you XP. Instead of you getting the XP, the catalyst spread the XP like this. And then there's this guy I'm bringing with me. There isn't anything else here, so I'm going to head back up. So yeah, we got 3 of the bits. Well, 4 of the bits there. I'm sorry, this is for science. That's how the catalyst work. It got a certain amount of range, but there is a whole science around how it works. Then you got the skulk buck and the skulk wane thing, and this guy that sends movement and noise around, which gives out a redstone signal. You can see there is some tiny red particle every now and then, a small red cloud. If you put redstone next to it, you can see it gives out a redstone signal. That's the skulk sensor. This looks like it should be a pickaxe to pick up, but actually it's the hoe, which is the quickest thing on all of those. A few updates ago they made the hoe really strong. It's almost the best tool in the game at the moment. All the skulk thing, or leaf, moss, there is so many things that the hoe is the best tool to use on. Now this trip into the deep dark was not scary at all. I knew that before heading down. I had already had a little peek to see if there was anything more to it, but sadly there wasn't anything else, and didn't seem to be anything nearby. I have, however, found a deep dark city, and I'm going to go on an expedition there now. Okay, I found a mountain out here. It's not too far away from the dig site where I excavated a ruin. Anyway, I have to find a cave opening and a way down here. I know that underneath here there is ancient city. On the way down I found a lush cave with some axolotls. Also, I'm picking up some spore blossoms. I wish I brought a couple of shears, because then I could pick up tiny drip leaves, which are really nice. And you can't farm those. Earlier I gathered up a bunch. If you try to bone meal them, they turn into big drip leaves like these. You can never make more small drip leaves. You have to travel around, gather them in lush caves, or you can buy them from the traders. Okay, here are the first signs of the deep dark. We have to be very sneaky from now on. Oh? Yeah, achievement sneak 100. It's for sneaking next to those guys. Now luckily there wasn't anything going off. There is just sensors. And they alone aren't a threat. But when I tick off one, it sends signals to nearby. So if they're close enough to each other, they can spread over a very wide area. The sculpt bugs are basically XP. The reason I can gather them like that is because I got Silk Touch on my hoe. If I didn't have Silk Touch, it would drop XP. Oh, there is mobs here. In the deep dark biomes, no mob spawns. None at all, except one, and that is the Warden. I am planning to spawn one in today, mostly to show you how it is. I'm a bit worried because this is my first time dealing with the deep dark at all. So this is a Skulk Shrieker, and this alone doesn't trigger unless you are standing on it, but it picks up signal from the sensors. These guys. There we go. Here is the city. The ancient city. This is a marvelous structure. It's a bit dark here, but there is a chest around, and I'm looking for loot. There is some specific loot you can only find in these cities. Now I have to sneak around so those don't go off, and tell those shriekers that there is some guy here. You should wake up. And it's not me they are trying to wake up. Now this can trigger something. It didn't trigger any shriekers. So echo shards. I can tell you about those when we get back. Right, this is something you will find around the cities. Wool. And if I prepared better, I would have brought some wool, because the wool muffled the sound you are making. Well, in the game's ears, and which means if you walk on wool, you don't set up any sounds. And I could put wool around the shriekers, which would make it so they can't detect anything. Lovely. If there was more than one around here, that would have set up something. I want that skeleton skull, but breaking it might trigger something here. Oh, first strike. Warden approaches and it turns a little bit dark. Now we get 3 strikes. 3 strikes and you are out. You can get loads of candles in these places as well, which is nice. Music fragment. I think you need 8 of them to make a music disc that is special for this place. I'm leaving some really good stuff around here, so I might go back someday just to gather if I need. Now I already got a couple of skeleton skulls, but they are pretty difficult to get hold of. Basically what you need to do is to have a thunderstorm and get a charged creeper, which is a creeper that is hit by lightning. And then have that charged creeper kill a skeleton. That also works with creepers and zombies. Now I got a timer going for setting off that shrieker. I think it's 10 minutes. So if I wait 10 minutes or more, the shriekers around here forget about me. But if I set off another shrieker, that's strike 2. And the timer is reset. Ooh, golden apple. Not that great, because you can get notch apples, which are enchanted golden apples in these cities. Oh, there is a sensor on top of that lamp, which shows you that you can get redstone signal, and that's a contraption you can go. And also notice that this doesn't make any sound, and that is because it is waterlogged. Waterlogged sensors don't make sounds. This is a really good place to get candles. I might go back just for that. If I put wool around the chest, that could muffle the sounds as well, but you have to properly cover around it, and it's tricky and still be able to open it. No, that's another strike. Ooh, enchanted gold apple. You know, when I close this chest, that is going to set it off again. Ooh, compass. That tells you a little bit of what you can make something using compass. That's a recipe with something. I'm going to show you when I get back home. That's strike 3. Warden advances. Okay, that was my last strike. If I set up anything else, he's here. Ooh, I found one thing I needed here. Swift Sneak, which is a special enchantment you only get from ancient cities. Oh, and I set up my bed and a chest there because I am going to get the warden to spawn in, but I'm not sure if I'm going to survive it. It's cool to see how it's lush cave up there and then it's dropped down to this city. Oh yeah, you got these doorbells. If there happened to be shriekers around, that would have been bad. Also if there was warden around. This is another thing. They show off different redstone contraptions in here. Like this door. You can permanently open from this side, or you can have it temporarily open from the other side. And snowballs. This is an ancient freezer, it appears. Now, I have not seen it, but there is different rooms which shows of redstone contraptions. I have seen just a few I've shown you. So there is quite a lot more to experience in these cities. And a lot more loot that I haven't found, but some of it is really slim chance of finding. So I might have to explore quite a lot of different ancient cities to find them. Oh, and we got an iron vein here. You can see that's an iron ore block, which only appears in iron veins. So if I were to dig through this vein, I could get loads of stacks of iron. I don't really need that at the moment, but if I need a lot of iron ore for some reason, that's a good way to get it. Right, so I might possibly missed some loot or chest or stuff to explore, but I think this is a good point to have a look at the warden. Now, the warden advances. Okay. Right, it must have been more than 10 minutes, so I have to set it off again. Warden draws close. I'm looking at the text down in the bottom right. Okay, there he is. He's scary. No, the warden is blind. He's going, he smells and he go after sound. And that firework I set up did make a sound. But he forget about me pretty quickly. And especially when he can't get to me. And after a couple of minutes, I'm not sure how long, he's going to dig itself into the ground. But I don't really want to risk it. I'm not too far away from my bed if I do die. Oh, that's the sound of him digging himself out. I'm going to, this is for science. Yo, stupid! I think I only have to set it up once. Oh! He's digging up there. Can I outrun him? He's after me. No, he got a ranged weapon. Let's see. Oh. Well, this is interesting. A second a second one. Hello. Can any of you guys find me? That one got a clue. Even if I sneak, if he goes all the way up close to me, eventually he will find out where I am. Yeah, those guys are going to... I'm going to let them despawn. I want to show you how it is. This is my first time experiencing the warden. And, well, dying to it. This was fun though. Now, he gives you blindness when you are close. And also he got a ranged attack, which goes through walls. So, it's a boss that it's not intended for you to fight it. It doesn't really drop anything. The small amount of XP, I think, maybe none. And one shriek or sensor or skull catalyst. I don't remember which. So it's being meant for something you have to sneak around. And sneaking is pretty slow. Which is why they added the Swift Sneak enchantment. I wish I brought a spyglass. And that's the sound of them digging down. Well, one of them at least. I'm going to head back to base. Alright, that was fun. It's good to be back home. But we got some goodies with us, especially a Swift Sneak. Couple of notch apples or enchanted golden apples, which you can't craft. You can craft the regular golden apples, and you could craft these back in the days, but now you have to find them. And ancient cities usually is the best place to find them. There is a small chance to find them in desert samples and other places, but ancient cities, it's a higher percent chance to get several of them. Now, I think it's time to add, I'm adding that and mending. And I'm upgrading it with oops, not a water bucket. This. And see, when I'm walking, putting it on, no difference. But let's try sneaking. It's almost as fast as walking. Actually, I think it's just as fast. Mind you that this is Swift Sneak 3, which is the highest one. I also found a couple of Swift Sneak 2 books, which I didn't bring because limited inventory. Okay, so it is 9 disc fragment for Samuel Orberg. I don't know what music it is. I know one of the music discs you can get from the ancient city. It's not music, it's the airy sounds of someone trying to escape the warden. And I think this is the one. Actually, why don't we try to figure it out right now? Well, that felt like the soundtrack of a scary, spooky movie made in the ancient city. I don't think I'm going to include the whole thing. But it was spooky. There was a tiny bit of music in there, but yeah, someone trying to escape the warden there. Now the other thing is this, a recovery compass. And as you can see, it's pointing in that direction, and that is towards the ancient city. Not because it points towards an ancient city, because it points towards your latest death. And I died to the warden there. It will always point towards the latest death of the person who are carrying the recovery compass. Except if the person has never died, then it will point towards spawn. That's the same with a regular compass will always point towards your spawn point or your bed, but if you haven't got one, it will point towards spawn. Now let's talk about the Squeaker. As I mentioned, it doesn't work by itself, except if you stand on it. And this isn't as scary as a pair, because only a natural spawn Shrieker in Deep Dark or Ancient City would have the ability to spawn a warden. This one, which is placed down, can't spawn a warden. Anyways, not much building to. Ooh, another cat. Siamese. Can't resist taming other cat. Anyways, I'm going to end the episode here. Not much building, but got some stuff out of today. Oh, and I did I killed the iron golem that was in here, and now they keep spawning iron golems outside, and that's an issue because in here, well, let's just say that every now and then the golem goes through the portal, and then the villagers don't see a golem anymore, so they spawn a new one, and a few of them have walked in. I think I might have to do something about that at some point. Bye.